welcome to today's session. Today we're going to do a stretch-based class. And this stretch class is going to be targeted for bodies that do things like football, running, rugby, surfing, basically high intensity full body workouts that need extra support. I guess it's more targeted towards males because typically males are the ones that do these activities. And I find these exercises appeal more to males because Pilates isn't for everybody. So I wanted to do a stretch class specifically for that type of body who's not necessarily into the Pilates movements, but need a little stretch. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Although we will do a little bit of Pilates, we're going to focus on more stretch and mobility type work. Today, you're going to need a chair, a bench, just any elevated area you can sit on or just hold for support. I suggest you keep this on hand as a recording, do it, learn it, and do it after every exercise session that you have. It'll just feel good and help with recovery and help with any onset muscle soreness, delayed onset muscle soreness that comes with doing any high intensity exercise. So full body stretch today and a little bit of Pilates spinal articulation for our back mobility as well. Okay, we're going to start standing today. As you can see, I don't have my mat. I just have a bench. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Doesn't really matter which foot is forward. We're going to do both sides. So starting with any foot forward, we're going to start with a back calf stretch. So I want you to rock forward and then back, trying to keep the heel down every time that front leg bends. We're just warming up the muscles because our muscles aren't warm. If your muscles are already warm, you can hold the stretch. Good. Let's hear it for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Holding here. If you want to straighten that back leg, I want you to straighten this front leg as much as you can feel it. If I straighten all the way, I feel the stretch on my hammy. So I'm going to bend it and I might reposition my leg so I can feel more of a stretch in my calf. Good. Feel free to use your support to feel your back calf stretch. Good. Let's inhale and a big exhale. Let's keep our breathing within the nose only. So inhale and exhale through the nose. In the breath here, try to do some belly breath. So when you breathe, instead of breathing into your rib cage, breathe into that belly. Make that belly big and then make that belly fall. Good. Coming up. From here, stretching the hamstrings. So both legs straight. Inhaling, lengthening that spine up. Then exhaling, you fold forward. Fold forward, keeping this leg straight. Fold as far forward as you can so you feel the stretch in the back of that front leg. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Good. You can even lift that toes up, bend that back leg for a deeper stretch. If you like, feel free to hold your support if that feels good. Good. Here for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let go. Staying on that same leg. Grab the foot to feel the stretch in the hamstring. Good. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Okay, so the way we will do this class today is we will work from the bottom up. So we will stretch the bottom body first and work our way up and end with an upper body stretch. Good. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose only. Here for another 4 breaths. Good. Whew. Okay, 2 more. The challenge here is to challenge your balance as well, which is really good for the brain. So close your eyes if you can. Good. Letting go. Okay, staying on this leg. We're going to have a seat and you're going to fold forward and feel your glutes. Okay, extra challenge is to do this glute stretch standing. So you can use your stability to balance, or you can just try to do this on a one leg. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You're strengthening, balancing, stretching. Actually, that's three birds with one stone. So the balance is really good for our brain connection, development of the brain. So as we get older, we lose the balancing aspect. If we don't use any aspect of our body, we lose it over time. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Obviously, you can exhale through the mouth if that's more comfortable, especially if you're doing a strength exercise. You might need a bigger exhale, but keeping the breath within the nose keeps it a little bit relaxing. Good, here for 2 more breaths. Typically, we like to hold the glute stretch the longest because the glutes are very hard to stretch and very hard to get into. Sometimes it takes a little while to really get into the stretch. With every exhale, try to move a little bit deeper. Good. Here for another 3, 2, and 1. And let's release. Okay, staying with that leg, the leg we've been stretching, you're gonna come down onto the ground, put that knee back, keep that knee bent, rock forward, and I want you to feel the stretch in that hip flexor. You can hold, or you can rock like me. Depending on your mood, you can do whatever feels good with that hip flexor. Some days I feel like holding. Some days I feel like rocking, so it's a dynamic stretch. Maybe do a bit of both, whatever you choose. Let's stay here for 5 more breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rocking back out. Good, how did that feel? Let's do the other side. So coming back up on standing, we're gonna come back to that step forward with the opposite leg. Back calf stretch for this side. So finding the stretch of your calf, let's just warm it up. So rocking forward and rocking back, good. Keeping that heel down towards the ground, the back heel down towards the ground, so you feel the stretch in your calf. Good. Once you feel like you've gotten that stretch in your calf, you can hold it by holding your support down. Good, remember to breathe. Here for 3 more breaths. Good. After your 3rd breath, coming back up, finding the hamstring stretch on this side. So keeping that front leg locked, and you're gonna hinge forward. Good. If you like, you can change the position of the stretch by lifting the toes off the ground and bending that back leg. Do whatever you can or like to get the stretch in the back of the hamstring. Good, here for 3 more breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. Good. Good. And coming back up, finding standing position. We're going to stretch the quad. So finding your balance, grab the ankle of the opposite leg and pull it towards your pelvis. Heel towards your bum, basically. Find one spot on the floor or on the wall in front of you to hold that balance. Good. Inhaling here and exhaling here through the nose. Holding for 3 more breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Letting go. Right, glute stretch. Balancing on one leg or sitting down, whichever you chose on the other side. Let's make it symmetrical and do the same. So cross over and sit on your imaginary chair or sit on your actual chair. Good, sinking down with every exhale. Inhale, maybe release a bit. Exhale, sink lower. Good, this time we're holding for 6 breaths. Again, killing 3 birds with 1 stone. Balance, strength, stretch. So strengthen one glute, stretch in the other, balancing for the brain. Good, prayer hands just for effect, nothing much. You can actually put your hands anywhere you like. Good, inhale and exhale. if you haven't figured out by now, I'm really bad at counting. I should actually just completely take counting out of my classes. So I did say 6 breaths and I have no idea where we're at. Let's say 3 more from here and I will count properly this time. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up and uncurling that glute muscle. Good. Coming into that hip. Sorry, wrong side. We're doing this hip flexor. Step back, knee down, rock forward, stretch that hip flexor. Feel free to release and rock, release and rock, release and rock, or holding. It takes me a while to get into the hip flexor. Sometimes I must be tight. It takes a while to really enjoy the hold. Might not feel that good. So the rocking eases me into it. You don't have to rock, you can just hold it if you feel good. Okay, 3 more breaths here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. 2 more. Last one. Good. And release. All right, coming into standing. Coming into some spine stretching. So actually here, let's start with side stretching. So inhale, hands come up, and then exhale, right hand goes down, and then left hand comes up, side stretch. So feel the rib cage come apart like an accordion on one side, and switch. Good. And switch. Good. And again, and switch. Oh, yes. All right, we're coming out. Interlacing the back of your hands, opening your chest to the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Drop your head back a little bit. Inhaling, feel your chest open. Exhale, release, grabbing, interlacing your hands in front of you. Now rounding that spine, finding a C curve up that spine. Inhale and exhale, release. Opposite side again, interlace. Make a J curve with that spine. Good. And release. C curve with that spine. Big breath. Release one more time. And again. Good. All right. I'm coming down onto the ground quick. I want you to do a little bit more spine work. So here we are doing child's pose to a back extension. Child's pose, drop your pelvis towards your heels. Then drop your waistband to the floor. Gaze goes up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. And then again. Good. So here, this is for hip mobility, spinal mobility, back and abdominals. This is actually a really nice full body dynamic stretch. And we're also getting into our shoulders here. This is a good warm up before any exercise. Good. So move slowly through this movement with your breath. So doesn't matter where you breathe, just don't hold your breath. Good. Here for another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish off your rep. Good. Coming back up to standing. Bringing some shoulder stretching into account. So I want you to find a wall. You can either have goalpost hands or extended hands, whatever feels good. Goalpost hands. If you have a wall, you can't really see me, but I want you to have your hand on a wall or a door frame and stretch out so you can feel the stretch here. This goes a little bit easier for stability. And if you have a straight one, it's a little bit harder. Do what feels good for your shoulder. A lot of us have very tight shoulders, especially for all of you that work in front of a computer all week. This might hurt, but you might need it. So inhale and then exhale. Feel this stretch. Feel it go a little bit deeper. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more. Good. Good. Let's switch sides. Whew. Inhale and exhale. Good. 3 more breaths here. So it's normal for both sides not to be symmetrical. So one side might be tighter than the other. Your more dominant side tends to be a little bit tighter. So if one side feels a bit tighter, maybe hold that side longer than the other side, just to give it a little bit more of a release. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. One more breath. Good. And release. Okay. Bringing our attention to the neck. The neck is a funny thing because, okay, I'm going to talk through the neck as we do some stretches. Hands are going to face the camera and they're going to come 45 degrees away from you, just like so. You're going to inhale, then exhale, drop your neck to one side, and then roll it to the other, hold, and then roll it to the other, hold slowly. So this should be, you should feel it here, and you should feel it more in your nerves. So go slowly, no sudden movements. You should feel it just here, tiny stretch. And if you outstretch your hands even more, energy through your fingertips, almost like you've got laser beams and you're beaming it onto the floor, you should feel the stretch even deeper. So just roll it back and forth. What I wanted to say about the neck is that do you ever wake up sometimes, feel like you slept wrong in your neck, and you get pain in your neck and your upper back, and it just ruins your day? You can't really turn you have to turn your whole body to look behind you. That's usually an indication of not because you slept wrong, but an indication of stress, lack of sleep. You aren't really doing anything for your body. It doesn't mean you lack exercise or anything, but it just means you probably need a day of rest or a good night's sleep. So I do a lot of Pilates, and I still get that, and I always get that around school holiday time. Most of you don't know, I have 3 children, young children, so when it's school holidays, work doesn't stop, the kids are at home. So right now I have a really bad neck pain here. So this feels really, really good. And the next thing we're gonna do is some spine articulation work, and that's also really good for the neck. All right, one more time. Each side, make sure you're even. Good. Wiggle it out. I want you to roll your shoulders back for a bit. Back here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and rolling forward for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, bringing attention to some spine articulation. So when I say spine articulation, sometimes I lose focus and I just think everyone knows what spine articulation is, but I know a lot of you don't, so I'll talk through it now. Spine articulation is basically giving each spinal vertebrae bone mobility. So we're going to articulate each movement, tiny articulation, tiny movements, giving the mobility back to each section of our spine. So like I said before, if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's why when we get older, we get stiff backs, stiff necks. It's because we stop articulating our spine properly. So do this once a day if you can. It really is really good for back and neck pain. All right, I do this in every class, so this shouldn't be new. We're standing hip distance apart. We are standing 40% of the weight on our heels and 60% of the weight on the balls of our feet and our toes. So there's a little sense that tiny sense we're gonna tip forward a little bit, but you're actually not. All right, inhale, lengthen that spine, almost like the top of your head is gonna tap the ceiling. Then as you exhale, chin to chest. And I want you to start to visualize each vertebrae, each spinal bone, de-stacking itself like a slow dominoes, and dropping your head, using the weight of your head in your hands to get your spine down. So bone by bone, you're de-stacking, visualizing each bone de-stacking itself, and using the weight of your upper body to bring your eye down slowly. Once you get to the bottom, you can soften your knees for extra comfort. Your fingertips are just going to hover onto that ground. This is what you call ragdoll pose. So ragdoll pose, your upper body is draping over your lower body. No tension in your head, shake it off. No tension in your hand, shake it off. You are a ragdoll. There is no life in your upper body and you are just hanging out. Good, inhale here and then exhale. Start to stack your spine all over again. Start with scooping your pelvis and start to stack your bones on top of your pelvis one by one. Head and neck is the last to come up. Roll your shoulders back once you come to the top. Okay, let's do this again. This time we're going to stop and do some rotation in our ragdoll pose. All right, inhale. Let's arc our hands up this time for just an extra stretch. Then exhale, dropping your hands, chin to chest. Again, visualize your spine, spinal bones destacking itself, falling down like dominoes, using gravity to bring it down even more. And as you come down, picture there's more space coming in between your bones in your spine. So your head and hands, the weight of your head and hands is adding a little tiny space in between each vertebrae. So when you come up standing, you're going to have a sense that you're a centimeter taller. Okay, soften those knees in the bottom. Bend it here. I want your hands to come as close to touch the floor as you can. So bending both knees. Inhaling here. One hand stays on the ground. Exhale, rotate up. And then come back down. 4 more times. Rotate and down. Rotate and down. Good. 2 more. Rotate and down. Feel free to squat even deeper if you feel a little bit restricted with your movement. Okay, 5 on the other side. I told you I was bad at counting. I feel like I did 6 on the other side. And now I said 5. Let's do 6. That's 3, 2, 1. And then last one to make it 6. Good. And roll. Oh, take a pause at ragdoll and then rolling back up, stacking your bones, bone by bone as you come up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Good. All right. Well, that's your full body stretch. Actually, let's do some quick arms because I know we didn't do shoulders. Let's do some quick arms and then we're going to end with a little bit of core work. All right. Triceps. Triceps is stretching the back of the arm here. Generally holding it for 5 breaths is good, or whatever you feel. You can hold it longer if you like. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhale and exhale. For 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring that shoulder front ways. Good. Inhale. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Other side. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Release. Other side. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. From here, I'm going to come up. We're going to go back to ragdoll. Inhale and then exhale. This time, I want you to interlace your hands behind you. Keep it there as you roll down as much as you can. Soften those knees and holding here. Holding here for another 3 and 2 and 1. Coming back up. Release. Good. There is your full body stretch completed. Let's end class with a quick core blitz because who doesn't like core work? All right. We're going to start in a plank position. So plank position like so. We're going to start in an all fours. So all fours is wrists and elbows are directly under your shoulders and your knees are directly under your hips. Good. Holding this position, I want you to make sure there's no wrinkles in the back of your shirt. You're not sinking down into that chest. You're pushing up and keeping that pushing up position. No wrinkles behind your t-shirt. Good. Holding that. Step one leg out and then the other. You can always have your knees down if that's better, but I want us all to work towards this, especially if you don't have any contraindications. All right, from here, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shoulder tap. So alternate hand, touch the alternate shoulder. Good. Here for another 8, 7, drop your hips, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knees down, turn to the side, side plank. You can either have your knees down or you can stagger for your side plank. Good. Here for hip dips. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding up rotations. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, knees down. Other side. Okay, getting warm, heart rate is up. Doing the same, the other side. Hip dips for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Rotations for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back down. All right, coming back into our plank, we're going to do 40 mountain climbers to finish. Step back with one leg and then the other, holding that plank, knee to chest. Good. Starting here for 40 counts. Am I counting? I think so. I think now I'm at 30, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Okay, good core blitz. Hopefully you're warm. Let's do one last side rotational stretch. So sitting down on cross-legged, inhale, arms up, exhale, rotate to one side, hold that knee, gazes in the back. So inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, rotate even more. Good. 2 more breaths. Good, release, other side. Inhale to lengthen and then exhale. Go deeper into the stretch. Gazes into the back. Fingertips is just behind you. Try to keep yourself sitting up as straight as possible. And you're only twisting to where it feels nice. Don't injure yourself. If you're here today, that's all right. Just go as far back as it feels good. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, coming back to the front. Legs apart, we're gonna do a little bit more spine articulation to end. So inhale, lengthen that spine. And then as you exhale, chin to chest and de-stack that spine until you're folding forward, pulsing for 3, 2, 1. Lengthen up, exhale down, pulse for 3, 2, 1. Lengthen up, one more time. 3, 2, 1. And release back to cross-legged. And we're just gonna do some side stretches here. So dynamic stretching. I want you to have a sense that your spine is going up and over like a fountain or like a dead flower, a lazy flower, not a dead flower. Good, 1 more each side. Good, finding stillness. And you are finished for today. I hope you enjoyed that stretch and core blitz. Let me know in the chat box or the comment box any feedback that you like. Our contract is ending soon. First week of May is the last set of classes. So let me know what you think. I will see you soon. Everyone have a great weekend. Bye.